So, I don't know who told you guys this. Maybe it's a natural human response. I mean, because we all call ourselves cherry pickers. We all don't like to take trash, and we all only take the best rides. You know, in my case, I don't do Uber X shared. We all kind of have our standards. You know, every ride has to be $3 a mile, or can't take a passenger that's rated under 4.8 or 4.7. You can't pick up in the hood, can't pick up in bad places. You can't pick up drunk people. You can't, take bad customers. You can't have any problems with your car. I don't know. We all have this perception that everything is going to go perfect when you turn on your app. It's going to be an amazing shift every single time you turn on your app. Every single time you go out there. Every single time you start driving your car. Every passenger is going to be amazing. Every ride that you take is going to be amazing. It's just going to be an amazing time, right? You're going to make so much money. It's going to be awesome. And I guess there's that perception. Maybe it's that thought. Because it makes sense. It makes sense why people would think that, right? Because it's like, this is what we want. But if I can help you out just a little bit, it's not about what you want all the time. Yes, having a strategy is incredibly important. If you have a strategy, I can guarantee you're going to make a lot more. Well, you're definitely going to be way more efficient than someone who doesn't. You're not going to be running through a tank of gas or running through charge and electricity, because you're going to be very selective with your rides. You're going to probably have less stress. You're going to go to better places. You're probably going to pick up better passengers. Because a strategy is everything. A strategy is what sets the average Joe Blow apart from someone that's full-time. And I guess you could say a strategy is universal. A strategy in pretty much anything is what sets you apart from other people. But in this case, yeah, you may have a strategy, but sometimes things don't go as planned. and that's kind of what I'm alluding to. In a perfect world, you only take rides that go according to your strategy. So in my case, what is my strategy? I told you guys all the time, I want $8 or better. So if the ride isn't $8 or better, I'm not taking it. Is generally what I say. I want, I judge it based on time, So if it's 30 minutes, I want $15. If it's an hour, I want $30. Basically, I want whatever the time that the ride takes, I want to be paid half of that. Almost $1 per minute. But obviously, I'm saying half, so about 50 cents a minute is what I'm looking for. Which usually means it's going to be $1 per mile. But, I'm also looking at, the direction, following the traffic patterns. So if it's going to Miami, if I'm not in Miami and it's going to Miami at 5 o'clock rush hour traffic, no, I'm not taking it. But on the flip side, if it's going up north and there's an accident, there's a couple accidents along the way, and I can see that on GPS, I can see that on the navigation, then I still might not take it. You know what I'm saying? But, and y'all gotta forgive me, something's going on with my camera. Oh boy. Okay. So, but yeah, I still may not take it, but this is on a good day. This is what we say. On a good day, yeah, I could do all of that. On a really good day, I don't have to take anything but premieres and premieres and premieres. That's a really good day, you know. On a slightly worse day, I only do Comfort Electric, and the premieres. But on a normal day, I do pretty much everything because that's what it takes, you know. Life just doesn't happen like that. See, I think, you know, and this is why I always say, like, if you're going to be a driver, if you're going to do gig work, if you're going to be a business owner, you have to understand that there are times where it's going to be incredibly busy, and then there's also those times where it's not. And when it's not busy, it's okay to take a, you know, in my case, take a $5 ride, you know, just to make sure that my wheels are still moving. Get a couple dollars in my bank account. Maybe that $5 goes towards to get me a bottle of water, or, you know, it puts $5 towards my food money. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe that's what I'm gonna use to to buy a meal. But the point is, like, and obviously that person could tip, so that $5, it starts off at $5, but maybe it could be $10, and then boom, now that's paying for my whole meal. But is that my strategy? No. Is that what I'm looking for? No. But it's dependent on how the day is going. And I think this is what the reality is. Yes, I understand that everybody has a strategy and we all want it to be super, you know, go our way and never, you know what I'm saying? But that's not how life is. Life is one of those things. And it you know, it's just, it doesn't always go according to plan is what I'm trying to give you guys the understanding. And when it doesn't go according to the plan and you're just sitting around waiting on rides, you have to pivot. You have to be able to adapt. So yeah, sometimes I'll take a ride, especially if I'm not getting anything. Yeah, sometimes I'll go to a place that I don't necessarily want to go to. Sometimes I'll take a passenger that I wouldn't necessarily take. You know, sometimes I'll go get a drunk person, you know, because obviously they could lose their phone. And if I do feel like taking that phone back, you know, that's a lost phone for you. You get what I'm saying? There's opportunity in all types of negative situations, you know, and but if you keep yourself in a box, you're missing out on the opportunity. So so let's kind of like just wrap it up. All I'm saying is that, yeah, we all want the perfect days. We all want to make incredible amounts of money. We all want to do the rides that we want to do. We all just want to stay in our little box and come home with $200-300. But in reality, it doesn't always happen like that. You know, some days it just doesn't work like that. So on those days, you know, you gotta be able to shift. You gotta be able to lower your standards. You gotta have the mind of a hustler, because a lot of y'all are leaving money on the table because it's not a premier ride, because it's not a comfort ride, because it's you know, in my case, it's under $8. If you're not making any money, if it's a day where it's slow, if you're getting rides, but all of the rides are coming in at a lower rate, you're not getting any rides that's coming at that supreme rate that you want. Maybe it's $30 an hour, maybe it's $25 an hour, maybe it's, you know, you're not getting any comfort rides. You've been sitting there for an hour, 2 hours. You're not getting any premier rides. Maybe you got to drop down to comfort, or the premier rides that you're getting are all super cheap. You gotta learn to look at the market. This is what it all comes down to. Have a strategy, yes, but also look at the market. Because at the end of the day, just because I want to make $200 in 3 minutes doesn't mean that I will. It's about what the market is going to give me. If the market isn't giving me that, then there's no way that I can make that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, again, this isn't saying like I'm beholden to the algorithm, or I'm simply beholden to my location, but it is saying that you got to read the room. In other words, you know, like if you're not getting the offers that you want, you have to either, and this is the tough thing, you have to either drop down and accept that you're not going to get the offers that you want, or you got to just call it a day. But if you call it a day, then you didn't make any money. You just wasted your time. And that's a tough pill to swallow. That's a tough one. If you were out 4 hours and you didn't take a ride, that's a tough one. Like, for real, that's a hard thing to swallow. It's like, why did you go out in the first place? You know? But it wasn't $30 an hour, but it could have been $27 an hour. The ride, you know, it could have. I hope you guys get what I'm kind of leading to, because a lot of times we get so stuck on it's not this, so I'm not gonna take it, and it's like, bro, just take it. Take one, take two, move to a different direction, move to a different area. Take one, take two. Maybe switch, you know, maybe go to a different restaurant, go to a different hotel. Take one, take two, so that your car can get moving, so that you can get the blood flowing, so that you can get the tips flowing. That's how it happens, you know? If things aren't going your way, you gotta be willing to just try something else, you know? And that's kind of how I'm still successful. Because obviously there are times in my market, there are certain areas where I'm not gonna get a ride. I'm damn sure not gonna get a Premier ride. I mean, you guys see it all the time. Well, I don't know. So I'm gonna be going live tomorrow. But yeah, in terms of Premier rides, I don't get a ton of those. I maybe get 1 or 2 a week, and that's being generous. Well, when I say I maybe get 1 or 2 a week, I maybe get 1 or 2 a week that actually let me pick them up. Because when you're paying $60, $70 to go 3 miles, I mean, it's not exactly like that, but when you're paying that type of money, you want the car that you want. And so what they do is they shop. So obviously nobody likes the Model 3 except for me. You know, and the passengers that actually get in the car, because a lot of drivers that have the Model 3 don't necessarily do the same things that I do. You know what I'm saying? Like they you know, it's tough. You know, it's tough for me because it's like, yo, I've had quarterbacks 6'6" sitting behind me and next to me, you know what I'm saying, and they talking about, man, I didn't know that this car had so much space. You know, I've had I say quarterbacks, I've had linemen, you know, I've had some linemen in my car. You know, when I first got the Tesla, I used to have linemen that I would take in the car, and the car would be all weighted down, but they fit. I don't do that anymore. But they used to fit, you know, and I didn't take the ride because I would take those rides in those situations where I'm not making no money. And you know what would happen? I would take those garbage rides. I would take that ride that nobody wants, and then it turns out that be the person that tips me $20, or that be the person that brings me to a better area, and then boom, I got a Premier, or boom, I got a better ride. That would be what it took to kind of get me, you know, I have a great conversation with the passengers. Or, you know, I just get in the area, I'm close to my favorite restaurant. You know, like, I know that there's this illusion that every single ride that you take has to be amazing, but if I could just tell you, the biggest secret is that no matter who you watch, if they really making money, if they're really out here doing it with Uber, with Lyft, Amazon, whatever, DoorDash. I mean, hell, when you talk about a W-2 job, every day isn't great, but you go to work anyway. You still go to work even though you may be sick. You still go to work even though you may have things going on. You might have got into an argument. You still go to work. So like I said, I know, you know, the whole point of this video is just that you got to get out of the mindset of it only can be these rides, and instead get into the mindset of, okay, I'm gonna pay attention to the market. I have my strategy. I'm gonna try to work my strategy, but if the market isn't giving me what my strategy is, I'm gonna pivot. I'm gonna figure out a way to get it, you know. And that's how you get to the real money. That's how you get to a $200, $300, $400, $500 day. You're gonna have to pivot at some point. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to take a ride that you don't like, that you may not have taken, but that's how you get there. Because what happens overall is that you're just building. All of your rides are just building your bank account. And that's how I look at it, you know. But yeah, man, as you guys can see, I am in this parking lot. I'm over here by the Target. It's a Target way down there. But it's pretty busy in this lot. So yeah, man, I got everybody whizzing by me, and I'm kind of standing in the crosswalk. So I'm gonna get out of here. You know what I'm saying? But I hope that all made sense. If you're not in the Telegram group, the link is in the description. Check the Telegram group out. Again, the app is Telegram. Download Telegram first in your App Store, Play Store. Obviously, I have an iPhone, so I'm gonna say App Store. Download the app Telegram, and then click that link. And then it's gonna say join the group, and join the group, and be a verb, man. We're a community. We're here to help. You know, be a community. We'll be a part of the community. But yeah, other than that, if you need anything else, leave a comment below. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Deuces.